Hello lovely people, thank you for watching my video. My name is Roel. I am a health and nutrition coach, a diabetes practitioner, and I post these videos to motivate people to take action and be as healthy as they can be. Right, Happy New Year. I know it's already the 9th of January, but I think we can still wish you a Happy New Year. And let me guess, you've made some intentions maybe to improve your health, eating a bit more healthy, moving a little bit more, all that jazz. Maybe you're quite serious about it because your body's trying to tell you something. Especially as we get over 40, our bodies like to give us these passive aggressive messages about the state of our health. Maybe you've had a blood test and you've been told that your cholesterol doesn't look good, or that your blood glucose levels are too high, or your blood pressure is too high, and you just want to take some action. And that's great. There's a lot of information out there, especially this time of year, a lot of resources about what you can do to be more healthy. But there's one ingredient that is not talked about that much. It's all about the information. What do you need to do? What do you need to eat? What do you need to stop eating? But actually, without this ingredient, it is not that likely that you're going to be successful in the long run. Right? What is it? It is self-compassion, being kind to yourself. Getting healthier doesn't mean bullying yourself into it. In fact, being mean to yourself is exactly what makes it harder to stick to your new healthy habits. So today I just want to talk about why being kind to yourself is not just nice because it feels better, but it's necessary for success. So let's start with the villain of this story: negative self-talk, or not being very nice to yourself. You know what I'm talking about, that little voice in your head that says you'll never stick to this, why bother, you're too far gone, you're too old. But seriously, that is why your inner critic is such a problem, because when you talk to yourself like that, your brain actually starts believing it. And it's a bit like feeding your mind junk food. You feel defeated before you even start, and that makes it much harder to keep going when things get tough. It's a bit like trying to run a race with a massive rucksack with rocks in it on your back. You're just making it much harder for yourself. Why would you do that? Now imagine this instead. What if you treated yourself as if you were your own best friend? You should be your own best friend. Say, for example, you have a good friend and they end up eating half a packet of biscuits. Would you say to them, wow, you're so useless, I might as well eat the rest of the box and not even bother? Probably not. I'd like to think that you wouldn't, because you don't want to make them feel bad. You'd probably say, don't worry, it's okay, you've done that now, just stop eating, get back on it, and you'll be back on track. And that's the vibe that you need to bring to yourself when it comes to your lifestyle. Because when you're kind to yourself, you're much more likely to pick yourself up, dust yourself up, and keep going and just get back on track. The fact that we trip up sometimes, that's not the problem when it comes to success. It's not getting back on it, that's the problem. And if you're not nice to yourself and beat yourself up, then it's less likely that you're going to get back on track. And being successful and making habits stick, it's not about being perfect, it's about becoming consistent. And that will only happen if you stop beating yourself up. Right, so let's see how we can bring that into practice, how we can actually be nicer to ourselves. And don't worry, I'm not going to tell you to talk to yourself in the mirror with positive affirmations. I did a course once where we were told to do that, but I found that way too awkward. And don't worry, you don't need to do that. I have some practical tips. Of course, unless you like that, then crack on. First of all, catch that critic. Catch yourself out. Notice when that inner voice starts yapping negatively. Next time you catch yourself thinking things like, I'm so bad at this, I'm so useless, stop yourself, take a deep breath and ask yourself, would I say this to somebody else? If it was my friend who did this, would I say it to them? And if the answer is no, don't say it to yourself, reframe it. And talk back to yourself with kindness. That's tip number 2, is to replace these harsh negative thoughts with supportive ones. Instead of saying, I never get the hang of this, you can try saying, I'm working it out step at a time. It's not, and then you're not lying to yourself. It's about being realistic, but more encouraging. And tip number 3 is to celebrate any small wins, no matter how small they are. Every time you make a healthy choice, no matter what it is, maybe you swapped your usual snack of crisps for a healthy snack, or maybe you did a 10-minute walk. Make sure that you acknowledge that, pat yourself on the back, do a little victory dance. You can give yourself a little wink in the mirror or a thumbs up, pat on the shoulder, whatever you do, acknowledge the fact that you did something well. When you focus on what you're doing right, you're going to build momentum. Tip number 4 is to forgive the fuck-ups. Look, we mess things up sometimes, and that happens to all of us. You'll miss a workout, you'll eat some cake, you have a few drinks when you didn't want to. Guess what? That's okay. Progress is not about being perfect all the time. It's about keeping at it for most of the time over the long haul. And beating yourself up about these incidences, that's not really going to help you. And tip number 5 is a fun one. Reward yourself, treat yourself when you do well. Maybe plan a non-food reward for sticking with your habits, like buying yourself a book that you've been wanting if you hit your step goals that week, or maybe take a relaxing bath when you've cooked a homemade dinner. It could be anything really, a bit of time for yourself or buy yourself something, but positive reinforcement, that's what it's all about. Right, that's it. The takeaway is, excuse the pun, if you want to get healthier, the best thing you can do is to be on your own team and talk to yourself like you would talk to your very best friend. Celebrate your progress, forgive your fuck-ups, and remember, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to make some changes and you're not really sure what to do, if you're worried about your blood glucose levels, Tuesday the 14th of January, so that is next Tuesday, I'll be doing a 1-hour free webinar via Zoom, and the title is How to Avoid Type 2 Diabetes. But I would say it's a blueprint for general health. So even if you're not worried about type 2 diabetes, but you have some metabolic health issues, or you're worried about getting them, then this will be an interesting webinar. And it's at 8 p.m. UK time, and I'll leave the link below this video for you to register. If you like this video, then give me the thumbs up, and maybe even subscribe to my tiny little channel to make it bigger. And I hope that you're going to do something this week to be kinder to yourself. Let me know in the comments below what that is. Remember, you're worth it, and you've got this. You could do it. You don't have to be perfect. And I hope to see you in my next video. Love you lots. Bye.